They fought for freedom abroad, only to be denied it at home. This is the untold story of America's black soldiers, heroes who returned from the battlefields of world wars to face a new, insidious enemy, the very country they swore to protect. Imagine this. You've stared down death in the trenches of Europe, you've liberated towns. You've been hailed as a hero by foreign crowds. You come back to America, your uniform crisp, your medals gleaming, expecting a hero's welcome. But instead of parades, you're met with prejudice. Instead of opportunity, you're met with oppression. For thousands of black veterans, this wasn't imagination. It was their reality. During World War I, over 380,000 African Americans served. Units like the Harlem Hellfighters spent more time in continuous combat than any other American unit, earning widespread acclaim and France's highest military honor, the Croix de Guerre. They were celebrated in Paris, but when they returned to the States, the respect vanished. They were expected to step back into the role of second-class citizens, to forget the equality they had briefly tasted. Those who dared to challenge this, who wore their uniforms with pride in their hometowns, were seen as a threat. They were a walking symbol of black capability and courage, a direct contradiction to the racist ideologies of the time. This fear often exploded into brutal violence. The summer of 1919, known as the Red Summer, saw a wave of racial violence across the country. Dozens of black veterans, some still in their uniforms, were attacked, lynched, and murdered, their crime. Believing the promises of democracy they had fought to defend, the story tragically repeated itself after World War II. Over 1 million African Americans served in a segregated military, fighting a war against fascism and tyranny. They were Tuskegee Airmen, Red Ball Express drivers, and infantrymen who bled on the beaches of Normandy. They came home hoping their sacrifice would finally earn them full citizenship. But the GI Bill, a revolutionary piece of legislation meant to help veterans with housing, education, and business loans, was largely denied to them. Local, white-controlled boards systematically prevented black veterans from accessing these benefits. Mortgages were refused in white neighborhoods, and colleges, particularly in the South, barred their admission. While white veterans were building the American middle class, black veterans were being locked out of it. The very tool designed for upward mobility became another instrument of systemic inequality. This injustice, however, ignited a fire. These veterans were not the same men who had left. They had been trained to fight, to lead, and to demand respect. They had seen a world without Jim Crow laws. This generation of black veterans became the backbone of the civil rights movement. Leaders like Medgar Evers, a WE veteran, became field secretary for the NOC in Mississippi before his assassination. Countless others used their organizational skills and unwavering courage to register voters, lead protests, and challenge segregation in court. Their fight for freedom didn't end on the battlefield. It followed them home. They had to fight a second war, a war for their own civil rights. Their struggle highlights a profound American paradox. The nation eased reliance on black soldiers in times of crisis, followed by its betrayal of them in times of peace. It's a history that's painful but essential. By understanding their sacrifice and their struggle, we honor their legacy and are reminded that the fight for true equality is a battle that continues to this day. Thank you for watching. If you found this story important, please like and subscribe to the Black Evidence Project for more chapters from our shared past.